crochet. Today is Sunday and I'm in the dining room. My projects are down here, so I'll just welcome you into the dining room. And Roy is napping upstairs, so it's a great opportunity for me to film and not bother him and him not bother me. So it works out really well. But if I'm upstairs, the bedroom's right next to my yarn room and he'll hear me. So we're going to video here in the dining room. I have some things that I worked on, some things I didn't work on, so I didn't bring those over. And I went to the yarn store. I have some acquisitions, just a few. I know I feel guilty, but not too guilty. So let's see. First of all, one thing I bought, oh, and there's still a tag on it, but we're going to take that off. At my store called Marks, and if you guys live in the greater Cleveland area, Northern Ohio, and you have a Marks, you might want to try. The one in Garfield does not have any more of these. And I think it's really cool. So I got this bag. It is a Hook Nook bag. See that? I got one for myself and I got one for my daughter. Because it closes. It's got a little closure here. So you got this two leather straps, this little closure here, which I really like. And then when you open up, it's made out of felt. But it feels like fabric backing, you know what I mean? That stiffener stuff, so it's really nice and stiff. And then the inside, let me see, I'm going to back you up a little here. The inside, you have a big zipper pocket, big, box bottom on the inside. And then the really cool thing is, it's got, which I did not bring a hook over. Let me get in the right spot. If I can. Okay, here we go. It's got a place, see where that, you can put, it's got several, and I know it's dark in there. It's got several places for a hook. Then it's got a pouch here. You could put like little, like scissors or whatever. And then it's got little places here that you can put your like credit cards in, or your gift cards or whatever you're going to the store. So it makes a really awesome go bag because it's got feet on the bottom. So what a really awesome go bag. You can like kind of eliminate a purse. It's large. It will hold several skeins of yarn and a project. It's got a lot of space inside there. Give you an idea. So I really love the bag, and if you can get one at your Mark store, they were really inexpensive, and I would advise picking some up. So I did get one for myself and one for my daughter. And my Marks is now sold out of them. So that's pretty cool. And I think, like, I really want to, I bought Amanda a set of clover hooks for Christmas a year ago. I think it wasn't this past Christmas, it was the Christmas a year ago. So she has a nice set of hooks, but I kind of want to give this to her. We're going on a little mini vacay, just her and I, in February, and it's birthday, because her birthday is 4 days before my birthday at the beginning of January. And for Christmas, she said, she said, Mom, I don't want anything for Christmas. I don't want anything for my birthday. I just want memories. Let's do something. So we're going on a girls' weekend. We're just Saturday, Sunday. And we're doing that at the end of February. She will most likely do all of the driving because she prefers to drive, and I prefer to sit and crochet. But I'd really like to give this to her on our trip, and fill it with some yarn. But I don't know what yarn to put in it because, she works on one project a year. And she's got a project going, so I'm like, I don't know about filling it with yarn to give to her because I'll probably just end up taking it back home. So I don't know if we'll do that or not. So that was one acquisition. Then I'm going to pull these out. I went to Michael's because I had a $5 rewards coupon that's going to expire soon. So I'm like, okay, I was in the neighborhood of a Michael's, and so I went in and said, you know, if they have something that I just can't resist buying on clearance, I will buy it. And they did. I know, surprise, surprise. But I was looking for anything, not necessarily yarn, mostly yarn, but I had to really want it and have a mindful purpose for it. So I purchased, they were on clearance, 50% off, cloud cakes in these two beautiful colors. So this one is called some kind of blue, bold blue, and this one is rah raspberry, and I have a purple, one or two purples, I can't remember, and I can't find it. I went looking for that. I think I have one, but I might have picked up a second one in the purple, and I put them someplace special because I didn't want anybody trying to steal them from me, like Amanda, because they're so soft. I know she wants them. Like, you can't have that. That's one of the yarns in my yarn stash you cannot have. And I thought I left it upstairs in the attic in the, you know, yarn room up there. And I went up there looking for it. It's not there. I cannot find it in my yarn room. I put it someplace really safe. One of them has 754 yards, I think. 760 yards in one. I want to make a blanket. So I think I have two purple. I know I picked up one and I was like, oh gosh, I found a purple, and I was so excited, and I think that I got a second one. So I believe now I will have 4, which I think should make a blanket for me to, or a big wrap. If I have 3, I'll make a wrap. If I have 4, I'm going to try to get like a lap blanket to sit on my couch. They're so soft, you just want to cuddle up with it. And since it's just Roy and I in the house, nobody's going to be doing anything, you know, rough with the blanket. I would love to have a sweater because you just want to squish up into it. But I hear that this yarn is very fragile, very delicate. So I don't want really a wearable that I would want to wear all the time and wash all the time because I'm afraid for it. But if I had a blanket that I'm just throwing over me here in the house, I won't even take it to the camper where it would get, you know, smoky or anything from the campfires. I think it'll be safe to just leave it on my couch and throw it over me and curl up in the cloudiness of the cloud blanket. Really pillows. Pillows would be really good out of this yarn. Anyway, so I do have at least one purple. So it'll be a throw or it'll be a wrap with these two colors. And I don't know the pattern. And it's not high on the agenda to make something, but I haven't made anything out of the purple because it wasn't enough because I really like to be able to have a blanket. So it says 3 balls make a blanket. Make this blanket. I think it's a blanket. Or it's a wide wrap. I don't know, but it says 3. I know I have at least 3. And I'll like those colors together. So it was a mindful purchase. And I got them 50% off with a $5 coupon. So I got both of them. Well, it was supposed to be 50%, but it was really close. They charged me $7 instead of $6.50 because they were $13.99. Whatever. So I got the 2 of them for $14, so $9, so $4.50 each, which isn't terrible. They wouldn't let me use my 20% off on top of that, though. I mean, I knew they wouldn't, but that's okay. So that's the mindful purchase that I made, and now I really have to find my other skein of yarn. I just don't know where I put it. That's so crazy to me because I I know I had it setting in one specific spot upstairs in the attic for a while. And then I brought that yarn down because I have yarn up there that I have put away for projects. This is a specific project. This is a specific project that one day I'm going to make, and this is the yarn I'm going to use. My project kits are up there from the blanket kits that I get from Mary Maxim, my quarterly blanket kit. But then I must have brought that yarn down because I didn't see it where I left it. I don't remember where I put it. I can't find it. I hid it. All right. So anyway, what else have I worked on? Or what have I worked on? That's my acquisitions, my bag, and my yarn. I have worked on my Sophies. I know Saturday is Sophie's, but I did work on my Sophies. And this is two different purples. They're very close in color from far apart. I mean, it's hard to really tell the difference. When you get closer, you can see that one is darker than the other. I probably should have used a bigger contrast. I love this purple. This is my favorite purple. It's like, I don't know, it's just a beautiful purple. I'm not going to redo it, but I would have liked, I think, this to have been a lighter. But I went by the colors in the pattern, and I think I put the wrong color here. But either way, they would have been the opposite of each other. So, regardless. I just finished round 13. Yeah. I'm going to start round 14 of part 2, and this will be the color that I'll be using next. This is the light turquoise color. This is called Aqua, and it is a big twist yarn. And these are just all, you know, I picked by color, not by brand. And I have no problem mixing brands. So this is the part of the pattern that I'm getting to, is where they're putting the turquoise on here. So that's what will happen next. But I did do, I might have put the green on this weekend. I think I did. I put the green and the two purples. And this purple was 2 rows, I think. And this purple was 3 rounds. So that's how much of the Sophies I got done. I'm happy with it. I like it a lot. I think it's real pretty. I worked on my hobby project. Now, I know it's been kind of crazy. And I apparently am not too bright all the time. I've been adding to a video, a demonstration of what I've been doing on my hobbies, hashtag no shades of gray. Oh, the Sophie's has a hashtag too. The Sophie's is hashtag Sophie23. The acquisitions obviously have no hashtag. But this is, and this isn't my hashtag, it's the hobby hashtag is no shades of gray. And the project that I'm making is backwards to you. Goes this way. So it's a top, like a top cover up. You know, you wear something under this, obviously. And I plan on wearing like over jeans. And there is an opening in the front. I don't know how easily you can see that, but there is an opening in the front. None of my ends are woven in. And the front is, at the front, we're decreasing so that the front opens and like kind of goes more into a oval shape versus a square. That's my plan. And so I've added now the newest color, which is down here. It is now past my bum, about halfway down my leg, my thigh, and I want it to be about halfway down my calf when I'm done. So I started with decreasing like 2 up here, and then I went to decreasing 4. Now I think I'm going to decrease, I didn't in the decrease row right here, but the next row I'm going to decrease, I think 8. And it's so that it gets smaller and smaller. Now this I'm making all with Hobie Twister solid in a 4 millimeter hook. This is a 2-weight yarn. This color is number 150. Isn't it beautiful? I love this color. One of my favorites in the group. So this will be this is the last rows, except for I have this pink, and I think it's called Flamingo, and it's number 113. This will be the next color that goes in, and I think I'm just going to do I'm not sure if it's going to get a wave row. I don't think so, but I'm debating if I want to use it as the border. I was going to do white as the border, but I'm thinking I might use this color as the border, and one of my subscribers suggested it would be beautiful around the ocean, like the beginning of the sunset or the end of the beginning of the sunrise or the end of the sunset. And I love that idea. So if that was the border, I think that would be fabulous. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. So it won't be real thick, just a thin line of border is what I'm picturing for that. We'll see how it turns out, but that's what I'm thinking at this point that's going to happen there. And I like that idea. So we're going to kind of go with that. This is where I wasn't so smart. I was creating the tutorial, or it's not really a tutorial because this is a prototype. And if I do it again, there's already things I know I would change. And I will, when I'm done with it, I have a list of things that I'm going to say, this is what I did in the tutorial, but this is what I would do different. Then I'm going to say, watch that first. And one of the things is I would decrease on the skirt faster. Because I wanted it to be more open than what it is. But I didn't know how well that was going to go. And I'm not ripping it apart because there's too many hours of work in there. And it's not unsatisfying the way it looks. It's just not what I had pictured. I would have no problem making this again and making like that change. I think I left the armhole too big, but I can whip stitch that together, not a problem. But if I was going to make it again, I would make the armhole smaller to start with, so you don't have to whip stitch it. But that's just because now I've made it and I know, and that's what happens with a prototype. So, I'm going to have like a little, there's some notes in it that I have. Those are the biggest two things. I think I would decrease it faster on the skirting, and I would make the armholes smaller. I will end up making the armholes smaller. So I would have started going in the round sooner. Other than that, I think, knock on wood, it's not so bad. But I'm sure as I try to figure out how to do the border and what I'm going to do with the border, there might be more changes. But anyway, I was making this demonstration, as I'm calling it, and it was supposed to go up on Monday for Make Along Monday, and I accidentally put in the wrong date, and that thing went up yesterday. I'm like, my husband says, I thought you were doing this on Mondays. I'm like, I am. He says, well, it came out today. Oh, God. Okay, well, I was probably looking at a wrong calendar when I put the date in there. Something, I don't know. I don't know what the heck I did. So your Make Along Monday was Saturday. So on Monday, I will not have Make Along Monday with my Hobie project. I think I've come up with a name. I'm going to call it White Sands and Ocean Waves. White Sands and Ocean Waves Cover Up. I think I like that. What do you guys think? I was just going to leave it as the hashtag. Hashtag No Shades of Gray. But I don't want to do that. I think I like White Sands but I don't know. What do you think? Let me know if you can. Let me know what you guys think it should be named. But I kind of like White Sands and Ocean Waves. So I worked on that this weekend, and I worked on Sophie's, and I worked on something else. Didn't I? Didn't I? Well, if I did, I did bring it over. But I did pick out, I'm going to start, oh, yes I did, here it is. I knew I worked on something else. Here it is. I hid it from myself. I worked on my hashtag Double Dog Dare DDD Cuddly Knit. I don't know what it is. The hashtag DDD whatever. My friend Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. Love her to death. But she got us involved in this fall cuddler. What's it called? Hold on, I'll get it for you. Sure. Fall Cuddler Chunky Blanket Knitting Pattern from Mama in a Stitch. And that is what it looks like. Yeah, you can see that a little bit. So I am not even qualified as a beginning knitter. I did start this before with her last year when she double dog dared me, and she ripped hers out. She had her surgery and she couldn't do it, and I was still continuing on, and I got, I think, over 30 rows in, and realized I was doing it all wrong for the last, like, half of it. Half of it was completely not what it was supposed to look like. So I pulled that out, and I decided to do it when I still wanted to make it. I still really want to learn how to knit and you know, one day say that I'm a knitter as well as a crocheter. This wasn't working. So I switched yarn, and now I'm using this yarn, which is much easier for me to work with. This is Baby Bee, lots of dots, and it was on clearance, I think, last year. And I have a lot of it, and you need a lot of it for this blanket. And I have a lot of it in this color, which is called Dewdrops. I'm really enjoying working with this yarn. I was working with Hometown USA, and it's a silkier kind of yarn, and it splits a lot. It was splitting a lot, and it was causing me to have double stitches, and just because I didn't, and it was dark, so I didn't realize even sometimes when I was splitting the yarn, and I'm now making 2 stitches into one, and I'm now making something else out of that yarn that's in timeout because I have to rip it out again, and I don't want to rip it out. Maybe I should take that with me when I go with my daughter, because she'll be there to be able to try it on, and that's why I have to rip it out again. So I think that's probably a really good idea. That could be a really good weekend project. So anyway, I have been using this, and I am now going to start row 19. So I'm on the 3rd section. So first we had the cast-ons and a stockinette section. Then we had the double moss stitch section, which I just finished. And now we're going to go into the reverse stockinette, beginning on the wrong side. I think that's how it's working. I'm not really sure about those stitches, but this is the right side. I put a little black pin on the right side, and I put in my lifeline, which is that red. You can see it in this side. And so far, I still have the 82 stitches that I cast it on with. And, oh wait, this is the wrong side. This is the right side. I put my thing on the wrong side. This is the right side because I gotta hold on to these. I don't want to lose any stitches. So it goes the bumpy, and then after the red line, it's not bumpy anymore. So there's just a couple of rows that aren't bumpy. And I think that's like the reverse, or the stockinette stitch, right? This is garter, this is stockinette. So, and then we're starting a little bit of a border out of 7 stitches on the ends. So I have those marked with these big stitch markers. And I guess I have to move my pin, or it came through. It came through. That's why. I didn't pin it in a very good manner. I have to pin it so that it can't go between the stitches, because that's gonna throw me off. There we go. I'll pin it to 2 stitches, then it can't go around. So this is the front side, the right side. And so far so good. I'm still not through the first skein yet, but I am on, like I said, row 19. We're doing 2 to 3 stitches a week. I got a little ahead. But this is where I got lost last time, because I ended up with bumpies where you're not supposed to have bumpies, and I'm not really quite sure how I did that. And I think it's because I added a stitch somewhere, and so they weren't the stitches weren't lining up to make it the not bumpy where it isn't supposed to be. You know what I mean? I think it is the garter stitch that's bumpy and the stockinette stitch that's not bumpy. But I have my book, Knit 101, and so we did the knit, and I'm doing the continental, but it shows you exactly how to do. So I did the knit, and then this last time we were doing some purls in there, and now we're going to do knit purl and then purl knit. So that's where I was having the problem, because I had the wrong number of stitches. So where I was supposed to purl on top of a knit, I was purling on top of a purl, I think. I'm not really sure, but that's the best of my understanding. I did it wrong anyway. So I'm going to put a picture in up here of me crocheting, because with this I have my project bag, which is living in this bag I got from my good friend Nancy, and she's got yarn too. So I have my project bag. I have projects sitting on the floor in front of me. I have my book open. I have my pattern open, and I'm like all spread out all over the couch. I'm like, well, you got to take a picture of this so I can put that on YouTube. So I'm going to put that up here. You'll see a picture of this is how I knit. With all my instructions everywhere. But I worked on it for a little bit. It took me a few minutes to get back into the swing of things and figure out what I was doing. And Roy was talking to me too, so I had to like stop. I am not good enough at knitting to be able to talk and knit. I have to really pay attention to what I'm doing. So then we have Hattapalooza. I know Hattapalooza is on Tuesdays. That's another hashtag. It is the hashtag BOD Hattapalooza. I don't know if there's a year involved, but there might be. And I don't remember. You'll have to click over to Laura from Mimi's Crochet, and the end of her week, her Hattapalooza week 4 video, she puts in the next, at the end of the last video, she puts in the link for next week's video. And so the video, the hat this week, I'm going to make. I'm going to sit down after this video and see if I can't make it. And I'm going to use this Hobie yarn. It's Fantasy 100% acrylic Hobie yarn. It is a 5 bulky, but I think it's a thinner 5. And my husband has a bigger head. And the crystal says it should make us 21 or 21.5-inch head. The hat should fit that. Roy apparently has a big brain because he has a bigger head than most, and she says that's a snug fit. But I'm going to go with this. She said you could do this, with a little bit thicker yarn and still keep this pretty much the same gauge. This I think is a thin 5. It's supposed to be a bulky, but I think it's a thin 5. And I'm going to use a 6.5mm hook to get it a little bit larger so that it'll fit my husband's head better. But I think he'll really like these colors. And it's really nice soft yarn. There are 164 yards. So it's going to take me just a little bit more than one. So it's going to be more than a 1 skein wonder. So then I guess it's not going to count. Unless I can fit it all into 1 skein. Then it'll be a hashtag 1 skein wonder. Otherwise, if I have to start the second skein. Oh, and I think the one skein wonder, you only have one skein of that. I don't know. I get so confused with that, but I don't have the pattern printed out. And finally, Luck of the Draw starts, I think, on February 2nd. And I'm going to do this pattern. This is a free pattern that it's a Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo pattern. I think I downloaded it off of Hirschner's, though. Hirschner's website. And it's called Crochet One Skein Throw. It is a simple, I think, 2-row repeat. Yeah, I think it's a 2-row repeat. And I really think I like the stitch, so I am going to do enough rows each week that I can have it the 40 to 45 inches long at the end of 10 weeks. And then I'm going to do a second one. That's my plan right now. I want to do Boggy Creek blankets, and I am going to use this as my main color. This is a, I love this yarn print, and let's see if I can find the color. The color is called Sherbet Stripe. So it's got some oranges and purples and pinks and greens and cream color in there. So I'm going to use that, and then the colors that I chose, this is Karen Jumbo. This is what I used to make Yoda, excuse me. And so I think I'm going to use this, even though my son is asking me to make a baby Yoda, a smaller one, for my granddaughter's cousin, little cousin, because the little cousin keeps wanting to steal Maddie's Yoda. And Maddie doesn't have the heart to tell her no. And so Maddie keeps losing her big Yoda, so she wants me to make her a small Yoda for the baby. The baby's 4. But she is the baby, like the next youngest child is Maddie at 14. So everybody spoils the baby. I'm pretty sure the baby gets what she wants. And she wants her own baby Yoda. Well, no, actually, she wants Maddie's baby Yoda. And I think if I give Maddie a small one for her, she's still going to steal Maddie's baby Yoda. So I said, yeah, I'll work on that. So I might have to change that green out. But that green matches so well, the green in here. Like, I really, they look, there, you can see better maybe. They're like such a good match. I really like it. So then I also have, here, let me just bring the bag up. This is a bag that Nancy also gave me that will hold a lot of this. I have this. This is Crafter's Secret. This is also a Hobby Lobby yarn. Oh, it's coming unraveled. I gotta put a clippy clip on that. And this color is Coral. And there's a like corally kind of color in there, orangey corally kind of color. Then I have this Bernat Waverly. I think I got this in a bin from a garage sale at the camper. And this one is called Blue Gown. It's not really a color that's in there, but I still like it for in there. And then I'm using this color called Sapphire because there is a pretty cool blue in there. In here. So I'm kind of just, you know, finding inspiration, not perfect matches. Then I have a lavender color. This is called Soft Purple. And this is a Stitch Studio that used to be from AC Moore. Totally love Stitch Studio yarn. And there's a lavender color in there. And I'm going to use Big Twist. And this one is called Cream to match, kind of to go with the, you know, basic cream color in there. There's so many different shades of cream. but I have that one in a small skein, so versus most of my cream colors are in a huge skein, you know, like the 1-pounders, or there's leftovers. And now I do have leftover cream colors from other things that I've made, and I kind of want to use the scrap first, but then I'm afraid that I won't have enough, so I'm debating on that. And I picked out a yellow because I love yellow, and I thought yellow would be pretty in there. And then I picked out this mint green. So the color schemes, let's see if we can kind of get them together. And I'm just gonna like finish one and then start the second one. I'm not doing different colors for the second one or anything like that. I've decided not to do that. I think it'll be good. Let's see if we can get them all up. Oh, no falling, no falling. Wait, behave. Be nice. Stay together. Let's see. So that's the colors that we're looking at. For my luck of the draw. And I really do want to make blankets for Boggy Creek, but I like these colors together, and I think it would be kind of cool. Oh Lord, I knocked you down. Almost. I really like them together, and it would kind of be nice to, well, the blanket will be good. We'll see how it turns out. I do like them. I do like these colors together. I'm not 100% sure about the yellow. I might have to change as I'm looking at them. That's a little bright compared to all of the other tones. Maybe I have a more pastel yellow versus this brighter yellow. I think I might have to change the yellow out to a less bright yellow. But I have found that with, so far, all of the luck of the draws that I actually completed, I've never used an entire skein of any yarn. And I have this, I think just one of these. I might have more of that color. That's one of the reasons I threw it in, because if it's like the last one, it would just maybe use it up, or at least make it into a scrap. We'll see what happens. We'll see. It's just a blanket. It doesn't have to be rocket science, right? So I'm going to throw all of these back in here with my pattern. I think that I can do the blanket and do the Yoda and still have enough of that yarn, because I really should do the Yoda. You know, time has just been a little bit of an issue for me because of the hobby project is takes up a lot of time. Not complaining. I mean, it's just crochet, and I'll be or get caught up as I go. I'm going to throw these yarns. It's way not enough for in there, but that's okay. At least they're in a separate project bag now. You know what? I'm going to put these in here too, because they need a home for a few minutes till I get them back upstairs. All right, now I'm all packed up. Now it looks like a project bag. And it's so cool. I totally love this bag. I don't know, I've never seen it before until I found it at my Mark store. But there you go. Very cool bag, right? So that's my projects. That's what I've been working on since the last catch-up video. I'm sorry it's been a little bit of a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe and all of that stuff. Comment. I do read all the comments. And I'm really sorry that my Monday makes got put up on Saturday. So it's going to be a while before you see it again, because I have a lot of crocheting to do to get it to where I don't have video to put up on it. I have to crochet more before I get to the next steps. So I guess I got a little bit of time to get that done. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for joining me here in the dining room today. Bye.